Hi everyone, I'm back from my 1 month long stay at the yoga ashram, and it's been 4 days since I'm back, and I'm still grasping all the good things that I've learned there and still trying to let go of things that do not serve me. This 1 month completely changed my entire perspective, first about myself and then about my surroundings, the people around me. It has changed me into something that is very difficult to describe in words, but I will try my best to let you know about my experience in simple and easy language. And I really hope that you enjoy this video. Hi everyone, I am Shilpa and I'm a wellness influencer, a content creator, a yoga teacher, and an aspiring YouTuber. My last video, which was on this topic, hit about 1.8k views, and that's when I decided to be inconsistent. And I was actually not consistent at all last year because of certain things in my life, and I think it was majorly because I didn't believe in myself enough. But then I thought that this is going to be my way of coming back to YouTube. So this video is a gift to myself and also a motivation to myself for coming back to the platform. So I'm not going to waste your time, but if you enjoyed this video by the end of it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and support me in this journey. So in this video, I'm going to talk about one honest struggle that I faced that also led me to this decision of spending 1 month at the yoga ashram, one unexpected learning that I had in the ashram, how the entire 1 month has changed my way of looking at my self practice before versus now, and finally, how do I relate to myself differently and also to the people around me? So, hang on as I'm going to take you guys into this experience in a very easy language. If you have any questions at any point of time, just drop it right here in the comments and I'm going to get back to you. You can also follow me on Instagram where I have shared my journey online, and let's dive right in. One honest struggle that I genuinely and very honestly I faced was to be consistent with my morning routine, because I always was very consistent in my 20s when I was in a job and I had a routine to fall back on. But as soon as I left my job, I also got rid of that routine, which also meant that I had to make my own routine. I had to also be consistent and, stuck to my routine, which was sometimes, most of the times, very, very difficult. But in all of this, I also realized that why am I not so consistent as I was before? And in all that spiral and self doubt, I just stopped waking up in the morning. I started questioning myself. I stopped doing the things that I genuinely loved. And that was one big struggle that I had. I also started to question all of the yoga learnings that I had over the years, because I thought that nothing was working and I genuinely was trying so hard, but it was so difficult for me to also show up on the mat. That was the biggest problem for me, which I faced. So in November 2025, I finally decided that I have to do something, and a retreat was not an option, a holiday was not an option, but I thought that I genuinely want to spend my time at a place where I also learn something and I work productively. At the same time, I'm not really, you know, cutting myself off from the outside world. I'm still connected because I still work as a freelancer, but I wanted to make sure that this experience molds me into a person which I really believe in. And that's when I met one of my friend, and she had just completed her teacher training course, and suddenly I was just thinking about, hey, why not go back to teacher training again? I have done my yoga teacher trainings before, but I thought that this could be one decision that could change my entire perspective and could help me. So the next thing I did was I spoke to my teacher that I knew of from this ashram, and I booked my seat right away. And 2nd December 2025, I flew from Delhi to Bangalore, and from Bangalore, I flew to Mysore to Samyak Yoga on December 3rd. One unexpected learning that happened for me was I really learned about forgiveness, and this was not something that was taught to us in one of the lessons. It just came across to me flying through all the learnings that I had in the last 1 month. And I actually faced a lot of problems in 2025 personally, where I was just constantly blaming myself for something that was not working out in my life, whether it was personally or professionally. And the constant thought in my mind was, there is something lacking in me, there's something that I am not doing properly, there is something that is just wrong with me. And even if it was due to somebody else, I would start blaming them in my head, and then I would just become a part of this vicious cycle. And then through all of the learnings, I just realized, and I was really honestly not expecting this. I really learned to forgive myself. And it was just so magical that one day when I was just sitting by the riverside, and I just said that it's okay, I forgive you, I forgive you. And that was just that, I think that changed everything. That also changed my entire experience that was about to come in the ashram. I started looking at things from a different perspective, and I also started telling myself that it's okay if things are not working out. Everything is not in your control. There are some things that are in your control, and you can just choose to focus on that. And the things which are not in my control, just push it away. It doesn't matter. It's going to fall in place at the end. How this entire experience changed my self practice is on a deeper level. I always thought that stepping on your mat and doing a 1 hour yoga class, or doing all the asanas and pranayamas effectively and efficiently, is something that will define my self practice. And if I was not able to do that, I would really blame myself and go into self doubt, that what about all these years of learning and teaching when I'm not being able to show up on the mat myself. But now, the one thing that happened in the last 1 month was that I was magically just showing up on the mat, whether I was not well, whether I didn't take a good 7 hour sleep, whether there was anything that happened last night. I made sure that whatever has happened the whole day, if something is there that has not worked out well with my brain, I used to leave that at night in my journal, sleep peacefully, wake up peacefully, and show up on the mat no matter what. There were some days when I was not well, I would just sit on the mat and do nothing. But just being there on the mat was an achievement for me for that particular day. This is something that I have carried forward even when I've come here back to Delhi, because just staying up on my mat is very, very important. And I think that's what I'm going to tell my students going forward, that it's okay if you're not well, but just show up on the mat, sit, do something on the mat, maybe do breathing sessions or do some reflections for 10 minutes. And it's really going to change you immensely. It was a 200-hour Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga teacher training. But what was really outstanding about this training was the routine that it was helping me to fall back on. So I would wake up every day at 5 a.m., get ready, make my room, and then rush for my class at 6 a.m. From 6 to 8 or 8:30, we would practice Ashtanga and Pranayama, and then we would have our breakfast. And then from there, from 9:30 to 11, we would have our philosophy class, which was led by Yogacharya Rakesh. The philosophy classes were absolutely an eye opener for me, because I think I asked so many questions from Rakesh sir, and he very innocently answered all of them. And somewhere, when all the other people also asked questions to him, I got a lot of my answers from those questions and those classes. So super super helpful classes. And then we would practice from 11 to 1, specific asanas with our acharyas. From 1 to 4 we had a lunch break and then a little rest and relaxation time. So I would always go to the river and spend my time there reflecting or talking to friends, also because it was so important for me to meet new people. I had not been meeting new people, and I always thought that making friends is so difficult. So this decision was also helping me to socialize and make friends, and also make sure that I start talking to people again. And then from 4 to 5:30 again we would work on our asanas. And then from 6 to 7 we would do maybe ayurveda, pranayama, and kirtans were something that were happening every day, and that was like the highlight of my entire day. And then after that we would have dinner, and then I would finish some of my work, social media work, any posting that I had to do on my Instagram, and then went back to sleep peacefully. So first thing was sorted for me. I think the last 1 month definitely helped me to create a morning routine and a night routine for myself. That was really good, and I also understood that no matter whatever things I have in my life, because it was not that I was completely cut off. Because when you are completely cut off from everything, it's very easy for you to follow a schedule also, because it's only you who you're taking care of. But I was also taking care of so many things back home: my cook, my dog. I was also speaking to my husband and asking what's happening and what's not working, and I was speaking to my clients. So many of these things were happening while I was also able to make my routine and align with that routine. So that was something that happened really well. Another thing is that the silence that I was in. So I know that I was socializing and I was meeting people, but a lot of time, in fact 90% of the time that we had apart from our learnings and everything, was spent in silence. Whether it was in my room, whether it was doing self study, or at the river, there was so much silence which answered a lot of lingering questions in my mind, and it really helped me. I think sometimes just being silent is the answer to a lot of things, and the simplicity that followed with the silence was just amazing. Because I also realized I don't need these particular set of clothes, or I don't need to be in a certain way. I don't need to style my hair every day, and I am okay. Because sometimes I used to feel before that, if I'm not ready, if I'm not doing this or that in a certain way, then my work will not happen. So that is something that just went out of my mind, and I really started accepting myself the way I am. How I relate to myself differently? Well, I wrote down this question, and then I was thinking myself that what am I going to say in this? But let me tell you, uh, this just came across in my mind while I was filming right now. I think I've become more calmer towards myself. I always used to beat myself up. Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? I'm not good enough. I think now I've become like more calmer with myself and also with the people around me. Um, and that's a big change, because 2025 for me was also very fierce. It had a lot of fierce energy within me, and it was a lot of anger and a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of ego. But then I also felt that this 1 month learning just helped me be so calm with myself. And I truly feel that everyone once in their lifetime should experience this, whether it is a teacher training course, or it is a Vipassana course, or anything that helps you learn about yourself and your body and your mind. You must experience, because this is a cost that is actually priceless. So this was all about my ashram experience. It was not a very long video. I do want to do a long video talking about what all I did throughout the day, and this video is gonna come very soon. But for this video, I'm going to make a move now and end this right here. I also have an announcement to make that from this week onwards, I'm going to be posting 2 videos every week. One is going to be a yoga video, which I will be posting every Monday for all of you to try, because Monday is a very important day. It sets a tone for the day, and I want all of you to see that video and do that yoga practice before you go for your work and before you start your day. And then on Thursday, I will be doing a self reflection video, which will really help you guys to work on softer mornings, calm mornings, inner growth, and also wellness surrounding women and men both. Moral of this video is, I really, really request you from my heart, if you get a chance, or if you don't get a chance, try to find out time within a year. Try to take your family or go alone, or just go for wellness experiences. Wellness experiences really, really shape you and your life in a way that you cannot even imagine. It's going to give you those learnings which you have not even heard of. You're just going to get answers to a lot of your questions which you're not able to find in your daily life. So, a kind request to all of you to find that time for yourself, because this is also a journey to your inner self, and it's really important. This is me, Shilpa, signing off. If you like my video, do like, share, subscribe to my channel, and also comment and tell me how did you feel about this video. If you have any questions about the ashram life, do drop it in the comments. Bye bye.